question, one about the Marriage Equality Bill, the other about the Good Friday Agreement and the programme for government commitment to the full implementation of that agreement. And Taoiseach, you recall that last week I raised the issue of collusion and urged you to hold a debate on this important issue. And you said that you might divide the time for a debate on the North to include a debate on the Ballymurphy motion. Now, you will recall, Taoiseach, that the Ballymurphy families are very clear. They're seeking a distinct and dedicated debate on the Ballymurphy Massacre, and they've told you this, and the government, that is their preference. They also recalled to me that you gave them this commitment when you met them in Ballymurphy in March, that they would have their own debate. And there's also a need for a separate debate on collusion, because that's a hugely important issue in its own right, and I read that you raised this with the British Prime Minister last week. But also, most immediately, we have a building crisis in the political institutions in the North, and yesterday's decision by Sinn Féin to give conditional support for Budget 2 bill does give some space to implement the Stormont House Agreement, and that's an opportunity which should not be squandered. And your government, of course, as co-equal guarantor, has a crucial role to ensure this, and I note that the Minister for Foreign Affairs acknowledged the crisis facing the institutions if outstanding issues are not resolved. So, can I ask you, Taoiseach, to give us some sense of the debates, as I have outlined here today, being accommodated as soon as possible? And on the Marriage Equality Bill, it's 5 weeks since that historic vote, which saw citizens here vote for marriage equality in overwhelming numbers. It was a hugely compassionate decision in favour of equality. We were told that it would be enacted by the end of July. The bill hasn't been published, Cian Comhairle. The bill's office said yesterday it was not expecting it any time soon. So what's taking so long to draft the bill on the referendum result? And we only have 4 weeks before the Dáil rises. So can you provide some certainty about the publication of this bill and the timetable, which you expect will be required to get it through the Dáil and the Seanad?
Thanks, Deputy. The question of the Dáil debate will take place on Northern Ireland and Ballymurphy in whichever form is most appropriate before the House rises. I'll give you that guarantee. In respect of the Marriage Equality Bill, obviously everybody was pleased with the outcome of the referendum. The bill cannot be published, Deputy, until the court concludes makes its decision before the courts at the moment. Obviously, if it wasn't before the courts, we would have the bill before the House to deal with and have it enacted before the summer recess. I can't comment on how long that will take. I hope that there's a speedy and clear outcome to that. So that's the story.
Thank you.
Yep.
Deputy Healy-Rae.